Hello bidders! Thank you for your interest in the bidding opportunities at the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. In this video, we will learn the step-by-step bidding process for the procurement of goods and services. We will familiarize ourselves with the bid documents that you need to prepare to participate in the bidding. Are you ready? Let's begin! To get hold of the bid documents, you may download the same for free through the BSP or PhilJEP's websites. To participate, however, a bidder must first pay the bid documents fee before the opening date by requesting an order of payment through backsecretariat-ho@bsp.gov.ph. The instructions for payment are provided in Annex A of the issued bid documents. For reference, the schedule of fees is as follows. Now, let us identify the bid documents for the procurement of goods and services. Section 1 is the invitation to bid. Section 2 is instructions to bidders. Section 3 is the bid data sheet. Section 4 is the general conditions of the contract. Section 5 is the special conditions of the contract. Section 6 is the schedule of requirements. Section 7 is the technical specifications. And lastly, Section 8, the checklist of eligibility, financial proposal, and other documents are commonly known as the checklist. Under the checklist, you will be submitting two envelopes. Envelope 1 contains your legal, technical, and financial requirements, also known as the technical component envelope. Meanwhile, envelope 2 includes your financial component envelope. Bidders will be required to submit two sets each of its envelope 1 and 2. One original and one photocopy. Let's take a closer look at the contents of each envelope. The first requirement containing envelope 1 is your valid PhilJEP's Platinum Membership Certificate of Registration. Together with the PhilJEP's registration is your Annex A, which includes the list of your valid supporting documents, namely your registration certificate, valid mayor's or business permit, and current tax clearance certificate or TCC. Remember to check the validity of your documents. These documents must be valid on the bidding or opening date. Otherwise, the submission shall be considered as failed. For expired eligibility documents in Annex A, bidders are not allowed to submit an updated or renewed tax clearance certificate, business or mayor's permit, and registration certificate. Bidders are responsible for updating expired eligibility documents under Annex A through the PhilJEP's portal before the opening date. We request that you ensure that your PhilJEP certificate and Annex A contain up-to-date information and are valid during the opening date. Are you a foreign bidder? Bidders with outstanding capital stock of less than 60% interest or outstanding capital stock belonging to citizens of the Philippines are considered as foreign bidders even if they are registered in the Philippines. The same requirements mentioned above apply to foreign bidders. In addition, foreign bidders must also submit the following. Number 1, certification from your government office stating that Filipinos are allowed to participate in the procurement activities for the same item. Or, number 2, copy of legislation from your country allowing foreign bidders to participate in government procurement if applicable. A note also to our foreign bidders, should a project be awarded to you after a successful procurement, you will be required to submit your certificate of registration issued by the Securities and Exchange Commission of the Philippines. The second requirement is the bidder's statement of all its ongoing government and private contracts, as of the cutoff date therein indicated. This statement should include all awarded contracts but not yet started, and regardless of the similarity to our contract to be bid. Please also include any BSP ongoing contract. The BSP has provided a prescribed form in the bid documents as a guide to all bidders. Please provide all the details in the blank spaces and accomplish the table provided with all the mandatory information detailed in the form. This requirement is just a straight listing. There is no need to submit any proof or supporting document for the list. We request the bidders to ensure that the active and correct contact information are provided in the form to expedite our post-qualification validation. The third requirement is the single largest completed contract or the SLCC. The template form for the statement of SLCC is included in your bidding documents. Please fill out all the details indicated therein and check the box where applicable. The SLCC should be completed in the year indicated in the bid documents up to the date of the bid opening. Unless otherwise specified during a pre-bid conference, the amount of the SLCC must be at least 50% of the approved budget for the contract or APC. The SLCC may also be accompanied by a copy of the contract, job order, purchase order, notice of award, notice to proceed, sales invoice, official receipt, or any other duly executed document proving or showing the name and nature of the project or project description and contract cost. To show proof that you have delivered and completed the SLCC, you should also submit proof of completion and/or acceptance for the aforesaid SLCC. The proof of completion and acceptance can be any or all of the following: official receipt, certificate of completion, certificate of acceptance, certificate of satisfactory performance, sales invoice, or delivery receipt duly acknowledged by the client. The bidder should include all the mandatory information provided in the SLCC form. Again, we request our bidders to verify the contact information provided in SLCC form to expedite the post-qualification process. Next requirement is the bid security requirement. For the bid security, the bidder has the following options. First, the bidder can submit a notarized bid security declaration, or BSD, using the Government Procurement Policy Board or GPPB prescribed form. The PIN is already provided in the template included in the bid documents. The PIN indicated is particular to the subject project and should not be revised or changed. Otherwise, the submission shall be considered as failed. The BSD must be signed and notarized by the authorized representative. Please do not delete any provision therein and have it notarized by a legitimate notary public. The bid security may also be submitted in any of the following forms. Number 1, cash or cashier's or manager's check issued by a universal or commercial bank. Number 2, bank draft or guarantee or irrevocable letter of credit issued by a universal or commercial bank, provided, however, that if issued by a foreign bank, that it shall be confirmed or authenticated by a universal or commercial bank. Or number 3, surety bond, callable upon demand, issued by a surety or insurance company duly authorized by the Insurance Commission to issue such security. The corresponding amounts for the bid security is indicated in Clause 14.1 of the bid data sheet of the bidding documents. Bid security must be denominated in Philippine currency and posted in favor of the BSP. Reminder to our prospective bidders, please ensure that the notary public is legitimate and the notarial commission is valid on the date that the document was executed. Let's go to the fifth requirement, which is the technical documents. These documents vary per requirement and should be duly signed by the bidder or its authorized representatives. Technical documents include the BSP terms of reference and its relevant annexes. In some requirements, the BSP also requires a fully filled up BSP supplied evaluation matrix with corresponding proof of offer, the details of which vary for each project. Please fill up this document completely and accurately and check the bid documents or other documents acceptable as proof of offer. Under this section, you may also be required to submit other technical documents, the details of which vary for each project. Please check the bid documents for other requirements. The sixth requirement is the Notarized Omnibus Sworn Statement, or the OSS. Please make sure to use the GPP prescribed form, which is also part of our bid documents. You may delete the provisions that are not applicable to you, as we have indicated in the OSS form, but please retain the required provisions. Again, do not forget to have this notarized by a legitimate notary public. Reminder for our prospective bidders, please ensure to indicate the correct project name in the OSS and the name of the procuring entity, which is the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Otherwise, your bid shall be considered failed. Again, for notarized documents, please ensure that the notary public is legitimate and the notarial commission is valid on the date that the document was executed. The OSS must be submitted together with proof of appointment of the bidders or authorized representative. For this, you may submit any of the following. Number 1, notarized certificate issued by the Corporate Secretary for Corporation, Cooperative and Joint Venture, or issued by the Managing Partner or President for Partnership attesting the appointment of the bidder's representative. Or number 2, notarized special power of attorney for sole proprietorship. For notarized documents, again, please ensure that the notary public is legitimate and the notarial commission is valid on the date that the document was executed. We're getting close to completing our requirements. We now proceed to the financial requirements under Envelope 1. Don't forget to submit the 7th requirement, which is the latest audited financial statement or AFS. The AFS must not be earlier than 2 years from the date of submission. For manually filed AFS, the same must be stamped received by the BAR. For electronically filed AFS, it must be electronically received by the BAR. AFS is submission as shown by the email proof of confirmation receipt from the BAR. The last requirement under Envelope 1 is the submission of the computation of net financial contracting capacity or NFCC, which must be at least equal to the total ABC. The computation for NFCC must be based on the submitted latest AFS and submitted statement of all ongoing contracts. The formula is as follows. NFCC equals to current assets minus current liabilities times 15 minus the value of all outstanding or incompleted portions of the projects under ongoing contracts, including awarded contracts yet to be started, coinciding with the contract to be bid. If the NFCC is less than the ABC, you may submit a project-specific committed line of credit or CLC, issued by a universal or commercial bank, equivalent to at least 10% of the ABC. A template committed line of credit with the required provisions is likewise attached to the bid documents for your bank to follow. A reminder, if you are bidding as a JV, here is a quick summary of what you need to submit. 1. If bidding as a Form JV, please submit also a valid JV agreement or JVA, a template of which is included in the bid documents. Number 2. If bidding as a JV to be formed, each potential JV partner should submit a notarized statement stating, among others, the following. Letter A. They will enter into and abide by the provisions of the JVA in the instance that their bid is successful. And letter B. Failure to enter into JVA in the event of a contract award shall be a ground for bid disqualification and subsequent forfeiture of the bid security. The rest of the requirements under the checklist are also applicable if you are joining as a JV, as shown in this table. We're done with all the required documents for Envelope 1. Please note that these sections and the items in the checklist vary per project, so be sure to read the bid documents diligently and meticulously. Should you have any questions about any of these documents, you may raise them during the pre-bid conference, the schedule of which can be found in the invitation to bid. Now, let's prepare your Envelope 2. Envelope 2 is the financial bid proposal. In this envelope, you will submit a financial bid form indicating how much you are offering for the project, which should not exceed the ABC. Be sure to check also if the financial bid proposal has an attached bid cost sheet, which you are likewise required to fill out. Please do not forget to sign every page of the financial bid proposal. Note also that where a required item is provided, but no price is indicated, the same shall be considered as non-responsive, but specifying a 0 or dash for the said item would mean that it is being offered for free to the government. Remember, failure to include the financial bid form and financial cost breakdown, if applicable, will result in the disqualification of your bid. Always check your indicated prices. The unit costs and total costs in the financial bid form or the bid cost sheet should already be inclusive of all applicable taxes and other charges. In addition, bidders cannot revise the project items that are fixed in the form. Also, please limit your bid to the nearest hundreds or only up to 2 decimal places. That's it! We're done with all the bid requirements. Again, let us review all the documents we need to prepare. Each section of Envelope 1 and each item of the checklist. Envelope 1. Technical Component Envelope. PhilGIPS registration. Statement of all ongoing contracts. Single Largest Completed Contract or SLCC. Bid Security Document. Terms of Reference or TOR. Omnibus Sworn Statement. Audited Financial Statement or AFS. Computation of Net Financial Contracting Capacity or NFCC. For Envelope 2, the Financial Component Envelope, Financial Bid Form, and financial cost breakdown if applicable. Don't forget to get those envelopes signed and sealed. Drop them off at the designated BSP Dropbox stations on or before the opening date of the bid. The schedule of the pre-bid conference and the opening and submission of bids for each requirement is indicated in the invitation to bid for each project. For guidance on the conduct of pre-bid conference and the submission and opening of bids, please refer to Annexes B and C of your downloaded bid documents. We look forward to seeing you in the BSP's next procurement project.